Warm greetings to you, dear students. During the online classes, lesson number 5, Weather and Climate, we learnt about climate and the factors that influences climate, like distance from the equator and height above the sea level. Now, through this video, let us revise and learn about the same. Before we start the lesson, we have an activity to complete on page number 32. Get set. What is the weather in your place in these months? Circle the correct option in each. The first one is January. January is the winter season. So, circle the third option. Second one, April. It is summer. So, circle the first option. Third one, August. It is rainy season. Circle the second option. Fourth one, October. Again, it is the season of retreating monsoon. Circle the second option. Now, dear students, let's learn a few new words that we come across the lesson. The first one is atmosphere. The earth is surrounded by a layer of gas called the atmosphere. Second one, humidity. The amount of water vapor in the air. Third one, monsoon. The word monsoon is taken from the Arabic word mawsim, which means seasons. Fourth one, altitude. Height above the sea level is called altitude. Fifth word, air pressure. The air around you has weight and it presses against everything it touches. That pressure is called air pressure. Sixth one, temperature. A degree of heat present in an object. Dear students, our earth is surrounded by a layer of gas called the atmosphere. There is a constant change in the atmosphere. Early in the morning, when the sun rises, we feel cool and pleasant. During the midday and afternoon, we feel hot as the sun's rays fall directly above us. Again, in the evening, as the sun sets and the rays of the sun are slanting, again we feel cool and pleasant. Therefore, the day-to-day changes in the atmosphere is called weather. The weather conditions in the morning may be different from that in the evening. It may be hot and dry today, but tomorrow it may be wet and rainy. Children, weather includes changes in temperature, wind, humidity, that is the amount of water vapor in the air pressure and rainfall. Changes in weather conditions give rise to seasons. In India, we enjoy 3 seasons: summer, winter, and monsoon or rainy season. Our lifestyle varies according to seasons. It influences what we eat, what we wear, and even the type of houses we live in. It also determines the crops that farmers grow. Students, now let's move to the topic climate. The weather conditions that prevail, meaning prove more powerful over a large area and for a long period of time, is called climate. The climate of a place remains more or less the same year after year. Different parts of the world have different types of climate. On the basis of the prevailing climatic conditions, the world can be divided into 7 major climatic regions. Students, take page number 33. Map 5.1. The 7 major climatic regions of the world. The first one, very hot and wet. Students, look at the map. The areas through which the equator passes has one of the very hot and wet climate in the world. The second box, hot and wet. The areas between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn have hot and wet climate. The third box, light yellow box, very hot and dry. The areas through which the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn passes have one of the most hot deserts in the world. Next, light color purple box, cool and dry. The areas between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle have cool and dry regions. Next, we have warm and wet. The areas that lie between Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle have warm and wet regions. Next, purple box, very cold climatic regions. The areas between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole and the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole have very cold climatic regions in the world. The last one, Mediterranean. The area between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle around the Mediterranean Sea has a typical Mediterranean type of climate. What influences climate? Many factors influence the distribution of heat on Earth, thereby affecting the climate. Let's read about them. The first factor is distance from the equator. Children, look at figure 5.1. The rays of the sun fall on the surface of the earth. Near the equator, these rays are vertical and are spread over a small area. As we move away from the equator and towards the poles, the rays become slanting and cover a large area. Thus, places near the equator receive more heat. These places are hotter than those which are away from the equator. The second factor that influences climate is height above the sea level, meaning altitude. Children, you know that hill stations such as Shimla in Himachal Pradesh, Nainital in Uttarakhand, and Ooty in Tamil Nadu are cool even in summers. This is because places located at higher altitudes are colder than those at lower altitudes, even if they are situated on the same latitude. Hence, most peaks in the Himalayas are covered with snow and ice even during summers. Dear students, turn to page number 33. Fact-wise, Mount Kilimanjaro is the highest mountain in Africa. Even though it is situated near the equator. Students, you know that places near the equator are very hot and wet. But the peak of Mount Kilimanjaro remains covered with snow all the year round because of its height. Its height is 5,895 meters. Dear students, today we have learnt about the meaning of weather and climate. We also learnt about the two factors that influence climate. In the next session, we will learn about the other three factors that influence climate. They are, the first one, distance from the sea. Second one, direction of winds. The third one, humidity and rainfall. Dear students, until then, stay home, stay safe, and have a nice day.